This is how to sell to every different age group from age 14 all the way up until 100 plus. This is my expertise. I sell directly on Zoom calls, face to face. From age group 14 to 25, they respond really well to authoritative selling. So telling them what to do, telling them how they should think about the product, and also challenging them as well, right? You want to be coming from a position of authority, as in, my product is the best. Are you actually going to use the product though? That's the most important thing for me, right? I can give you the recipe to bake a cake here, but are you going to actually get in the kitchen and fucking bake the thing? Challenging them like that, they respond really, really well to it, and they want to live up to you. They want to live up to your standards. 25 to roughly about 50, they're tired of their job. They're not enjoying the field that they're in. They've realized that the college route, the 9 to 5 life, whatever path they've put themselves on isn't all that it was cracked up to be. They're burned out. They've got young kids usually, and they feel as though they have no hours in the day. So you want to sell into, removing them from the system, giving themselves freedom, spending time seeing their kids growing up. This is what they respond really, really well to. And you can also sell into them not liking their boss and things like that, like not having a boss and not having somebody that's over them. That doesn't really apply to the younger age groups because they're not used to having a boss. They've just got it and they're just learning from the people. But 25 to roughly about 50, they have high egos. They're busy people. They think they know a lot, and they probably do, right? But they just don't like having a boss. 50 to roughly about 70, they're extremely wanting to retire now, right? They really want to take a step away, and they really want to enjoy. They've kind of missed their kids growing up. Their kids are all grown up and moved out now. Now they just want to relax, make sure that everything is set for retirement, and they want to go traveling. Typically the 50 to 70 year olds, they want to go traveling. They want to see the world. They want to see a million different places. So you want to sell into that, right? You want to sell what's the minimum that you need to be making, or how can this product help you best to really get you there? That's where you want to sell to 50 to 70 plus and onward. They want to leave something to their children, right? They want to leave something to their family. They want a legacy, and they typically will be retired at that age. So they don't really need lots of income coming in or anything like that. They don't really care about spending a lot of money, but they want to be able to leave something for their family. And they basically want to make sure their finances are managed correctly. So that's how to sell to every different age group. Again, could be a bit of a risky video. And this is, of course, subjective to every single different person, but in general, I am correct. This is what I've been doing for the last 3 years. This is how to sell to every single different type of gender in direct sales. So direct Zoom calls is my expertise. This is what I've been doing for the past 3 years. The way that you sell to men is heavily ego driven. Men, when you speak to them and when they're thinking about buying a product, they want it to raise their status. They want it to raise their financial standing. They, in general, want to be the hero of the story. So how you want to sell to men is making everything seem as though it was their idea in the first place. So when men tell me about all of their problems, all of the things that have held them back, all of their issues, when I'm giving them the solution, I'm coming from a standpoint of, look, you already kind of know this, but I'm just pointing it out for you. Right? I'm just the person that's really holding up a mirror, but realistically, you already knew that you needed to make X, Y, and Z change, right? So my only question to you is, are you ready to be who you know you can be? So hyping them up in that way and really feeding their ego and making them feel as though they are the hero of the story and they are the ones that have thought of this solution. They don't want a different man to give them a solution. They don't want a woman to have given them the solution. They want to feel as though the solution was always there. We just helped them come to it. How you sell to women is a huge amount more empowerment. So external empowerment and making them realize that they genuinely do have a lot of potential, because they typically doubt themselves, compared to men. They don't have as much of an ego. They are much, much more open to external leadership and guidance, right? And this is evident with when you see women online, like heavily supporting each other, right? If you go into a woman's comment section on social media, loads of external validation, girls supporting each other. That's what you need to give them, right? Really making them feel as though you understand them as well. So genuinely sitting, listening to them, and being actually empathetic with them, right? When they tell you their issues or their problems, their worries, their concerns, validate it. Be like, yeah, makes complete sense. Like, you're a human being at the end of the day. But I think one thing you don't realize about yourself is you have a lot of potential, right? Like, you can genuinely change it and you can do something different moving forward. And I really respect you for being open about your problems. Now, do you think it's time to change it? Because I think you definitely can, but it's up to you, right? Empowering them in that way really, really helps women and making them feel heard and understood. And then again, vice versa to men, they don't really care too much about you listening to them. They just want you as a soundboard almost, right? Like, they don't want you to give the direction, although you have to sneak it in. But the women, they want you to give the direction. They want you to say, do this, do this, do this. And they want clear direction so they can go ahead and follow it along. Again, bit of a risky video, and I'm sure there'll be mixed opinions on it. But hopefully this helped anybody that is in sales, and hopefully it helps sell to different genders. This is how to sell. Does that say ice to an Eskimo? Why would an Eskimo need... Step one, you need to deeply understand and get to know the Eskimo. So as soon as you meet him, begin getting to know him. Okay, ask him about his daily life, ask him about what he does every single day. I would also relate to him. The only way that I can think about relating to an Eskimo is telling him my favorite show when I was a child was Pingu, and I used to play Club Penguin as well, where they all lived in igloos and you basically ran around as a little penguin character, and it's one of the most popular kids games in the West. Begin relating to him and ask him about his daily life, right? So you want to get his current situation. What does he do every single day? You're talking to him, you're getting to know him, and he basically tells you, yeah, I go out every single day and I go fishing for my family. This is how we eat every single day. I go out, I make a hole in the ice, and I go fishing, and I basically stand there all day fishing. Then I'll ask him, so you're going out every single day. You miss your family when you're going out? Who's going to say no to that, right? Of course, he wants to spend more time with his family. And then ask him, well, why do you go out every single day? Like, what's the main reason that you don't stockpile the fish and you don't basically bring back enough for the entire week, for example? And he says, well, I can't stay out long enough, right? I'm standing there, my legs literally get tired when I'm standing there fishing. So I can really only go for 4 hours, and then I need to come back home. And the sun is also going down at that point too. So then I ask him, like, okay, so you're saying if your legs didn't get tired, you would actually stay a little bit longer and you probably would stockpile the fish then in that scenario. He's like, yeah, and the other thing too is I need to get home so I can build the igloo for that day, right? The igloo from the day before typically melts the more that the sun comes up. And by the way, I don't know how long an igloo lasts, but let's just say that it only lasts one day for this example, right? Yeah, I need to get home, build a new igloo for the night so that my family are actually warm and we can eat the fish in peace and silence. So then I ask him, okay, so basically you have two main problems at the moment. Number one, your legs get tired, so you can't actually stay and fish for as long as you want to. But then number two, the other thing that's pulling you back and limiting your time fishing and hunting, you have to go home and build the igloo, right? So I just want to ask you, Mr. Eskimo, if I could find a way to make sure that your legs never get tired when you're actually fishing, and if I could also find a way where you never have to come home and build an igloo ever again, how many fish per day would that be worth to you? I'm going to say, I would give you half of my fish every single day if you could do that for me. It would allow me stay 4 hours extra. It would allow me know my family is safe, the igloo is built, and I don't have to do all that work when I come home and then cook the fish and then eat. So now I'm about to sell him two things. Number one, I'm going to sell him an ice chair. Hey, Mr. Eskimo, I'll go out with you every single morning and I'll literally build you blocks, an ice chair while you're cutting your circle in the ice. So you can go ahead and catch the fish. Then once I'm done doing that, I'm going to go home and build the igloo for you and your family to make sure, again, that you don't have to do it. I want 3 fish daily for that, right? I want you to give me 3 fish for that. Do you think that's fair? He's like, yeah, that's going to allow me collect 15 more fish. So I'm definitely going to give you 3. So that's exactly how I would sell ice to an Eskimo. He's buying with fish because, again, it's probably a generalization, but I don't know if they have money or if they use it or if they don't. And he's buying the ice chair from me and he's allowing me build his igloo for him as well. So you need to realize the way that you sell anything to anybody, it's never the ice that you're selling. It's the outcome. It's what the ice can do for him, right? When you sell ice to a regular person, you're not selling ice. You're selling an iced coffee. You're selling a cold glass of sparkling water. You're selling a cold glass of still water. You're selling the outcome always. That's exactly how I would sell ice to an Eskimo.